seems like every single time some YouTuber with even a moderate following here makes a Patreon or something attached to a similar site like Patreon, every time they make a Patreon page and open up a new revenue stream, someone seems to alert me about it. And for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it's a website where basically you can get a subscription service to a person. Say, like, I'll just hypothetically say I set up a Patreon account where I could basically say for $5 a month you get this, this, and this. One of which may be access to my videos days before they're released to the public here on my YouTube channel. So you get a premium right, or just like a premium ticket to view my content before everyone else, and you're paying for that privilege. And a number of people do this, one of which is one of my all-time favorite YouTube channels, even though it's been on multiple channels, I'll just say Botchamania. The guy behind Botchamania does this. And when he first announced it, I saw a number of his fans come at Matthew and say, like, oh, you're a sellout, you know, you're giving some of your fans an entitlement status just because they want to, you know, give you money, and now you want to make your product's all about making money now, and just like all this shit. And I was more of the stance of, you know, I don't see it as that big of a deal. What he's doing is he's given the people that pay, much like in the example I gave about myself, if I hypothetically made a Patreon account, the ability to see a new Botchamania days before I would be able to see it on YouTube or his website, wherever it gets, you know, uploaded for the general public to see. And I don't see it as such a big deal, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you've attacked people for crowdfunding instances before. It's more that I see crowdfunding as more of a wrong here on a website like this, when you're crowdfunding a project that you can afford, you have the ability to afford, and that your fans aren't really demanding for something to be the bigger, better thing that is well above what you can afford. What someone like Matthew is doing, and a number of other people that are doing with websites like Patreon, they're basically funding continuance, not funding projects. Funding continuance, what I mean by that is they're not saying like, hey, I need you to start paying for these videos so I can put the money towards a big, just uber big movie project or something like that. They're just saying, hey, you know, it would be nice to just start making a little more money off of these and have a little bit more money to pay the bills, pay whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Now, the part I have an issue with is, I'll just call it the amazing atheist logic, or just whatever, I don't know. I hate bringing his name up in the video. Anyway, saying stuff like, hey, I need to start charging for my videos because I need new camera equipment, or the lighting that I'm using here, the lighting rigs are outdated, I need better, you know, light rigging and stuff like that. Oh man, the bills and my mortgage went up, so I need to, you know, help pay for that. Like, don't piss and moan about your problems and use that as the pretense to starting something like a Patreon-like account here to get more money out of your fans. If you have some sort of like tip jar service like they offer here on YouTube now, and you leave that out there and you simply say, hey, you know, I'm not putting this up there to, you know, because I want to buy a new camera, or my computer's slow and I want to get a faster processing computer so I can get videos to you faster, or something like that. If you put it up there with the pretense of, hey, you know what, it's there. If you want to be a willing fan of mine that is willing to donate to it, have at it. If you don't, I'm still going to make content for you. That's where I have a problem. That's when I have a problem. Well, not that, but when I have a problem with the people that say, hey, you know, these cameras that I record with aren't free. These computers that I use to process and edit and all that, and the software I use isn't free. Come on, guys, you need to start chipping in more money for this so I can continue on. That's bullshit. Don't tell me your problems. Problems are for the individual themselves to solve and figure out on their own, not piss and moan and cry to people here. We're here to be entertained. not hear a sob story of your life and why you need more money from me and anyone else watching to help remedy your life. That's one thing. If you make a video talking about a sad circumstance in your life, I have no problem with that. I know a number of people that have done videos like that. I've complained about little random things in my life here too and got paid for it. But the people that ask for money just to help with the car payments and stuff like that, just make more content. Make more random content if need be. Anyway, a number of people just assume that I have an issue with Patreon, and a lot of my logic of people asking for money and how they make money on this website has changed over time as well. So don't be like, oh, you said in that video, I got it right here, it's 6:35 in this video, you said this. Well, you know, maybe my logic has just changed, because there's a lot of things I look back on now and I'm like, okay, you know, it's not that big a deal anymore. The status quo has changed over time, so, you know, don't quote a video I made 6 years ago as gospel to be like, well, but you said this then, how can you say this now? Anyway, Patreon, I don't particularly have a problem with it. I do have a problem with certain users that are using it to say, hey, you know, I need to finance, you know, my mortgage costs and the new computer and stuff like that. Hey, it's I'm doing a live stream on Twitch to help get that new Alienware computer. Cheap plug for Alienware because I have an Alienware. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have that much of an issue with Patreon. It has nothing to do with the fact that I like someone like Matthew from Botchamania, and he does it. Because when he did it, I saw his fans blow up at him, and I'm like, well, you know, the guy's not really asking it for anything. Like I said, it wasn't to go fund a project. It was just to help make some money off of this, because frankly, he was doing it for years on end for free. And I know a number of other people have done projects years on end for free, and I've criticized them when they started begging for money. Again, he's not using it to finance Botchamania the movie or anything like that. And if he has something like that in the works, he hasn't said a peep about it. So it's not overtly obvious that that's what he's doing it for. So anyways, Patreon, you know, I don't necessarily put it full in the category of e-bagging, though it can. Like I said, if they're like, oh, I'm releasing a series of videos on my Patreon to help finance that new computer I want, that new camera, etc., blah, 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 the Amazing Atheist type shit, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. So there you have it. Stop alerting me about this or that person making a Patreon account, because it's really not that big a deal. It can be e-baggish, but for the most part, I really don't have many qualms with it, and it's really a decent way to make an extra buck off your content. If someone wants to pay for like a premium right to see your content first, then I don't know. I don't really see much of anything wrong with that. Not really at all. Because eventually we all get to see it. So what, I get to see a Botchamania episode 5 days after another guy saw it? Doesn't bother me. I don't know. It bothers some people, though, because they blow up my email box about shit like this. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. By the way, Better Call Saul, I'm wearing my Breaking Bad t-shirt here. Better Call Saul has been awesome so far. 3 episodes down. Excellent show. Excellent. Don't feel it's as good as Breaking Bad so far, but it is definitely on the level of Breaking Bad so far. And we'll see where it's going in this first season. Anyways, very good so far. Have a good day, everyone.